The Austro-Hungarian Empire, ruled by the aged Franz Joseph for 66 years, was a powder keg of ethnic tension.
Tsar Nicholas II ruled the largest empire on earth. But beneath the glittering surface, revolutionary forces. Britain's Royal Navy ruled the waves. King George V presided over an empire where the sun never set.
The Balkans seethed with nationalism. Serbia dreamed of uniting all South Slavs. Austria-Hungary feared for
Europe armed itself to the teeth. New technologies, machine guns, artillery, poison gas were being produced.
A web of alliances divided Europe into two camps. A conflict between any two powers would drag in.
Gavrilo Princip, a 19-year-old Serbian nationalist, waited with fellow conspirators. They called themselves the Black Hand.
The driver took a wrong turn. The car stopped directly in front of Princip. Austria's ultimatum to Serbia was designed to be rejected. 48 hours to accept complete submission.
Kaiser Wilhelm gave Austria a blank check, unconditional support. He expected a small Balkan war. He would get a world war.
Russia mobilized to protect Serbia, their Slavic brothers. The Tsar hesitated, then signed.
Germany activated the Schlieffen Plan, defeat France in 6 weeks, then turn to face Russia.
Britain had guaranteed Belgian neutrality since 1839. A scrap of paper, the Germans called it. But British honor demanded war.
August 1914. Europe mobilized with enthusiasm. Soldiers were cheered to trains. Everyone expected to be...
The lamps are going out all over Europe, and we shall not see them lit again in our lifetime.
August 4, 1914. Germany invaded Belgium. The Schlieffen Plan was in motion.
Britain's small professional army, the old Contemptibles, landed in France. 100,000 men facing millions.
At Mons, British rifle frapped. The Germans thought they faced machine guns.
German reprisals against Belgian franc-tireur shocked the world. The burning of Louvain's medieval library became a propaganda gift to the Allies.
At Tannenberg, Germany destroyed an entire Russian army. General Samsonov walked into the forest and shot himself.
The miracle of the Marne. Paris taxis rushed troops to the front. The German advance was stopped.
Both armies raced to outflank each other to the sea. By November, a continuous line of trenches stretched from Switzerland to the
At Ypres, German student volunteers attacked singing patriotic songs. The British called it the Massacre of the Innocents.
Christmas 1914. Soldiers climbed from trenches, sang carols, exchanged gifts. For a brief moment,
The trenches became elaborate systems, dugouts, command posts, aid stations. Men lived like moles. April 22, 1915. Germany released chlorine gas at Ypres. A greenish-yellow cloud of death rolled.
Gallipoli. Churchill's plan to knock Turkey out of the war. Anzacs landed on impossible beaches. A Turkish colonel.
The Ottoman Empire began deporting Armenians. Death marches into the Syrian desert. Up to one point,
Italy betrayed its alliance with Germany and Austria, joining the Allies for promises of territory. A new front opened in the Alps.
May 7, 1915. A German U-boat sank the Lusitania. 1,198 civilians died.
Women entered factories, drove ambulances, became nurses. The war was revolutionizing society.
1915 ended with millions dead and nothing decided. The war everyone thought would last.
February 21, 1916. Germany attacked Verdun. 2 billion shells fell on the first day.
1, 1916. After a week, July 1, 1916, the bloodiest day in British history. Soldiers walked into machine guns. 60,000.
September 15, 1916. Tanks appeared on the Somme. Primitive, unreliable, but terrifying.
General Brusilov achieved Russia's greatest victory, nearly destroying Austria-Hungary's army.
Jutland, the greatest naval battle of the war. Britain lost more ships but kept control of the seas. The German fleet never challenged again.
E. Lawrence helped launch the Arab Revolt. Bedouin fighters attacked Turkish supply lines. The Ottoman Empire was crumbling from within.
Romania joined the Allies, hoping for easy gains. Within months, German armies occupied Bucharest, another disaster for the Allied cause.
In Russia, the home front was collapsing. Bread shortages, strikes, military disasters.
December 1916, Russian nobles murdered Rasputin, believing he was destroying the monarchy. But it was too late. Revolution was inevitable.
Germany resumed unrestricted submarine warfare. They calculated Britain would starve before America could mobilize. They calculated wrong.
The Zimmerman telegram offered Mexico American territory for joining Germany. When revealed, American outrage exploded. War was now inevitable.
March 1917. A women's march for bread became revolution. Soldiers joined the people.
April 6, 1917. The world must be made safe for democracy. America entered the war. 2 million fresh troops would tip the balance.
After the failed Nivelle offensive, French soldiers mutinied. They would defend but not attack.
Passchendaele. Rain turned the battlefield into a swamp. Men drowned in mud. For 5 months, the
Canadians finally took Passchendaele. Cost, 325,000 Allied casualties. Gain, 5 miles.
April 1917, Germany sent Lenin to Russia like a plague bacillus. He promised peace, land, bread.
November 1917. The Bolsheviks seized power. Lenin would make peace at any price. Germany could now transfer millions.
March 1918. At Brest-Litovsk, Russia surrendered a third of its population to Germany. Lenin traded...
March 21, 1918. The Kaiserschlacht began. Stormtroopers broke through British lines.
Crisis finally forced unified command. Marshal Foch became supreme commander. I will fight in front of Paris, in Paris, behind Paris. The tide would turn.
The Americans had arrived. At Belleau Wood, Marines fought savage determination. A German officer wrote,
The German offensive stalled. Exhausted troops couldn't be supplied. The Spanish flu struck.
July 18, 1918. The second March. The Allies counterattacked. The German army
August 8, 1918. The Black Day of the German Army. At Amiens, the Allies achieved complete breakthrough. September, the Hindenburg Line, Germany's last great defense, was broken. The German army was in general retreat.
The Ottoman Empire collapsed. Arabs entered Damascus. The British took Jerusalem. After 600 years, the Ottoman Empire was finished.
October 1918, German sailors at Kiel mutinied rather than sail on a death ride. Revolution spread across Germany.
Germany's allies surrendered one by one. Bulgaria, Turkey, Austria. Germany stood alone, its army still fighting while revolution consumed the homeland.
November 9, 1918, Kaiser Wilhelm fled to Holland. The German Republic was proclaimed from the same balcony where war was cheered in 1914.
In a railway carriage in Compiègne Forest, Germany signed the armistice. The terms were harsh.
November 11, 1918, 11 a.m. The guns fell silent. After 1,561
cities erupted in celebration, but joy was tempered by grief.
10 million soldiers dead, 20 million wounded, the best of a generation gone. 4 empires had collapsed, millions were refugees, new nations were being born in chaos. The war was over, but peace would be elusive.
The Spanish flu killed more than the war itself, 50 million dead. Weakened by war, humanity...
January 1919, the victors gathered at Versailles to make peace. Wilson wanted lasting peace. Wilson's 14 points promised a just peace.
God gave us 10 commandments and we broke them. Wilson gives us 14 points. We shall see.
The Germans expected negotiation. Instead, they received dictation. The treaty blamed Germany alone for the war.
Livre Grouge. June 28, 1919. In the Hall of Mirrors, where empire was proclaimed, it was humiliated.
Germany lost 13% of its territory, all colonies, most of its military. Reparations would cripple it.
Austria-Hungary was dismembered. New nations were created with new minorities. The Ottoman Empire was carved up. Britain and France took Arab lands as mandates. The modern Middle East was drawn.
Russia descended into civil war. Reds against whites, with foreign armies intervening. Millions more.
The League of Nations met without its creator. The U.S. Senate rejected membership. Without America, the League was born crippled.
Unknown soldier was buried in London, Paris, Washington. One body representing millions. Every mother could believe it might be her son.
Every village erected memorials, some inscribed the glorious dead, others simply names. In some
Veterans returned to unemployment and broken promises. Shell shock, kind of PTSD, was called.
Women who had built munitions and driven ambulances demanded equality. The war had killed the old social order along with the men.
Ireland rose against British rule. The empire that had won the war was too exhausted to hold itself together. The war's end was beginning of the end of empires.
"10 years after the war, the truth emerged in literature."
Every November 11th at 11 a.m., silence fell. Poppies bloomed on lapels.
In Munich, a failed artist and war veteran named Hitler attempted a putsch. He failed, but...
At Locarno, Germany accepted its western borders. Peace seemed possible. But Germany
The war transformed the world. European empires mortally wounded. America emerged dominant but withdrew.
War accelerated technology by decades. Aviation, medicine, communications leaped forward. But so did killing.
Women's wartime service shattered old barriers permanently. The vote was won not by suffragette protests but by driving ambulances and building shells.
The old class system died in the trenches. Aristocrats and workers had died together. Servants.
The psychological wounds never healed. Men screamed in nightmares for
War debts and reparations poisoned the global economy.
The peace treaties created as many problems as they solved. Every new border created minorities. Every minority, a future.
By the 1930s, veterans warned another war was coming. But a new generation, not knowing war's